Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's WWE Friday Night Smackdown for April 26, 2013. And I really have no notes on this show at all, really. Very short. It wasn't really a bad show. They definitely tried to make this Smackdown feel special. And I thought they did a pretty good job with that. We had some good matches here. I thought Swagger versus Del Rio, it wasn't the best match, but it was no DQ. They tried to use some weapons, so it was different. At least it was something to make SmackDown feel special. But the biggest thing about the show was they had The Undertaker wrestle a match on SmackDown. I mean, The Rock doesn't do that. Triple H doesn't do that. So I thought it was cool that The Undertaker came back and actually wrestled a match and really put the Shield over. At first I was kind of like, Taker better lose the match because he doesn't need the win. But after thinking about it some more, I can understand it because they do need that mystique for WrestleMania every year. Because let's face it, the reason a lot of people buy WrestleMania is the Undertaker match. So they need to keep him looking strong, and he won the match, but he still got his ass kicked afterwards and really made the Shield look like threats. So I was fine with that. And Sheamus versus Big Show was a decent match too. So overall, I did enjoy this week's SmackDown. But it starts off with Swagger versus Del Rio, no DQ. Del Rio brings in a Singapore cane, a ladder. He hits Swagger with 9 of the weakest cane shots you've ever seen, and then finishes him with a backstabber. He was just tapping Swagger with this cane. It looked like total shit. But he goes for the arm breaker. Zeb hands Swagger the cane, and he uses it to fight out of the arm breaker. He hits Del Rio with the ladder, and he hits the gut wrench powerbomb for the win. So I thought this was okay. Layla versus Oksana. Not much to this one really. Layla wins with a roll up. A Shield promo on Team Hell No and the Undertaker, and apparently they want to go after the tag titles. And Ambrose says he will beat Undertaker tonight. Fandango versus Justin Gabriel. Fans were doing the Fandangoing thing. I've mentioned before in some of my videos about Fandangoing. I don't really care for that at all. I think it's pretty fucking stupid, but yeah, I guess it's going to be in full force for at least a little while, just like the yes chants were. I like the yes chants, but this is just... I don't know. I just don't care for it. Maybe it's just me. But Fandango actually did Damien Sandow's Russian leg sweep into the backflip. I mean, that's something Damien Sandow always does. Fandango did that here. I thought that was kind of strange. It's like he stole the guy's move. And he hits the leg drop for the win. So I guess he has 2 finishers. I'm glad they want to use both of them. I think it's better for him to have 2 finishers. Sheamus versus Big Show. Good match here. Sheamus goes up top. Mark Henry comes out. He grabs the steps, throws them, and this distracts Sheamus. So Big Show punches Sheamus in the face and just knocks him out cold. Covers him, gets the win. I like how Mark Henry and Big Show are kind of buddies now. And the punch looked great. But my God, they showed it to us about 10 times on this episode of SmackDown. They kept showing that punch from multiple angles. So, I don't know. Punch looked great, but they kind of got a little obsessed. And if you watch my TNA video, I watched this SmackDown with my friend who hasn't watched wrestling in years, and he also was saying stuff on this show like Mark Henry threw the steps. And this noise, I guess, distracted Sheamus, and he barely just tossed the damn things. And he said someone in the crowd could have made that noise. I mean, it wasn't really loud or anything, so I thought that was kind of funny. We get William Regal versus Wade Barrett. Barrett wins with a bullhammer. Very, very short match. It's so sad that these guys are the hometown guys, and they get no time at all. And the fans were really behind them both, but As soon as Wade instantly pulled down the elbow pad, I knew this shit was over. I mean, why not at least let him wrestle for a little bit? And maybe Regal was injured or something, I don't know. But Mark Henry versus Randy Orton. Sheamus runs out and brogue kicks Mark Henry, which gets Orton disqualified. And Orton RKO's Henry afterwards, and he doesn't even seem fazed by this. Sheamus just cost him the match, and he doesn't even seem to care. So I don't know if they're going to bring this up later and maybe cause some animosity between Orton and Sheamus or what they're going to do, but it seems like Orton should at least give a shit. And then we get Undertaker versus Dean Ambrose. And I'm very happy they picked Dean Ambrose as the member of the Shield because I think he's the most talented by far of all three members of the Shield. And they had an okay match here. Undertaker wins with Hell's Gate. Afterwards, he starts trying to fight the Shield off, and he gets speared through the barricade. And then they hit the powerbomb on Undertaker through the announce table. So, as I was saying earlier, I am fine with the fact Undertaker won the match here. Technically, the Shield is still undefeated because Rollins has lost the match by DQ, I believe. So they've already lost matches before. I guess they just don't count it unless they all lose at once or something. But yeah, they have big plans for the Shield. They laid the Undertaker out. They looked awesome, I thought. And I guess they're going to go for the tag titles next and probably win them. So anyways, I thought this was a good episode of SmackDown this week. That's my review. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.